Recognize, play. What happens here? Yeah, 4-7. There you go, 4-7-7. And when you're Terrell Pryor, Ohio State, and you're playing, Michigan State, who tends to have decent players, but defensive ends still run a 5-2. It's a little bit different. It's running a 5-2 and probably like 30 pounds heavier, but can't move at all. They in quarters? They're in quarters. Ugh. There's how you beat quarters. I like McFadden here. The LBs are reacting to the play action, man. Haven't you been paying attention to anything I've been talking about and why play action is important? They react to the run. Linebackers are now up the field, and guess what happens? You have a very easy pass for a long gain. This will give us an even better look. He's supposed to drop here. He's supposed to drop here. I don't know. Yeah, and he's supposed to drop there. Look how when he reads pass. Oh shit. I screwed up. Please to God be no one over here. That's what he's thinking. No, it's quarters, man. 4 deep, 3 under. They're trying to confuse him on a coverage that Jack Del Rio probably dials up a good coverage. I haven't seen them run quarters yet this game. They're showing potential, I think, well, this is a quarters look pre-snap. Yeah, this is a quarters look pre-snap. Look at the depth on the safeties. Safeties are 10 yards off the ball. So not even really trying to disguise it. The only thing is this rusher. They could potentially be in man with safeties up. Like an invert almost. And I guess that's the reaction. You know what this is? No. This is them playing pistol inverted wishbone. And they bit because they have been stopping it. You get into a groove where you run up and you beat it like Woodyard's beating the guy 2 or 3 different times, just easy underneath rips, and it's gotten tackles. You keep on doing that, it's gonna get in the back of your head that you can do this every single play. I mean, mentally. I mean, just think about being successful, and you want to continue to be successful doing that. So when they show this inverted wishbone look right here, and it's a dive play. Oh, I remember seeing this on film last week when the Raiders played Jacksonville. This is what they ran. Oh wait, now I'm flat-footed, and my eyes are looking here. I'm not getting any depth on my zone. Look how all 3 of them are completely flat-footed and froze. They all froze. All 3 of them froze. He plays the engaged play there. Woodyard is completely frozen. Like this is that moment where you go, oh shit, and you don't react well from it. At least your other linebacker jams, and you see Woodyard eventually try to do it, but he's just so late on it. Everything's it's so slow. This guy at least gets to jam, but he just now I'll start running now. All he had to do was get into a passing lane, get into Pryor's vision. That's all he had to do there. and that play probably doesn't go. This reaction's nice. I think this is him, right? He had a towel. But that's what's bad. But I like how the immediate response here is toss right. Down block. Down, kick out. The toss play might have been here if 80 was trying to block. Like, they know, 80 knows what's going on here, so, you know, his block route is a little bit different. You see him take an inside route instead of an outside route. If he takes an outside and pins here, you would have had 45 jamming at the edge, or maybe 79 at the edge, and 45. They had a run play here too. You know, Woodyard, that was the guy that might stop the run. Unfortunately. Damn, that's a pretty ball. And what was I saying about punching the point? Maybe helped here some, maybe? I don't know. You punch that 2 slot. He down blocks, doesn't he? So it wouldn't even mattered. You know what? They're just giving that whole run. He's running forward. He's a dickhead. That's fun. You can't get. If I was a Broncos fan, like, that wouldn't even upset me. That's just fun. Well, that's why they were in quarters. I guess 37. That's why I guess JDR did that. You know, he's sitting in that 4 deep coverage, that cover 4. You know, he doesn't want any big plays to happen. But you still need your interior guys to play it. And you know, the second that you stop going off your instincts as an inside linebacker, I think is because if you watch the Broncos versus Eli, you know, a blog post I wrote a little while ago. I think, yeah. You know, they don't react to the run. Look at how they react to the run here. You know, this is right before the handoff, and you know, his eyes are, you know, backfield, but they haven't committed at all. But what happened is your safety committed, and what ends up happening is I think a guy runs free right here, right past the safety. But, you know, that's where a lot of film work will come in. You know, and I think that's what happened is, okay, Oakland is in the inverted wishbone. When they show inverted wishbone, they have this set of plays. They run this set of plays this number of times. I imagine Jack Del Rio or whoever is calling in a play is told them about that, and that's part of the reason why the play call was as it is. You're expecting, you know, the personnel they run when they run into wishbone. So when they have those guys on the field, there's potential for it. You know, I'm sure as he's calling plays, probably calling like, you know, 52 quarters or 42 quarters, you know, whatever his play call is. And as he's saying, he's going, this is the personnel. They have 31 personnel. Wishbone, invert, dive, wishbone, invert, option, wishbone, invert, play action, corner. You know, he's just running off at the mouth at those plays that could potentially go off. And Woodyard knows those plays. The air linebacker knows those plays. The corners know those plays. The safety knows those plays. And that's what they're trying to figure out. Now, you're going to get caught sometimes. But that's what's going on in that spot. Like, I know in high school, you know, when we're calling in defensive calls and we see number 80 walking the field for a certain high school. Well, Jesus, 80's run post corner, he's run sluggos, he's run slants, he's run these routes. So we're screaming from the sideline, post corner, slant, sluggo, That's the 3 routes he's ran. Those are the 3 routes he's ran. When he's in that slot, that's what you're screaming at. That's, that's high school. I have to imagine it's at another whole level of beyond any comprehension in NFL. Now they have a lot more plays off those plays. But even heard Monday Night Football the other night. I was watching my DVR. The